Hi YouTube, I'm Aiman. Welcome back to one of my auto repair videos. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take out the door panel from a 2003-2007 Honda Accord. Now, why would you want to take out a door panel? Now, there might be a few reasons for why you might want to take it out. For example, you might want to replace the window motor. You might want to take out the actual window itself, or you might want to take out the speaker. Now, or you could have lost like a I don't know, you could have lost a nut inside of the panel. Definitely not. But there could be many reasons. Now, let's get to it. To take out the door panel, it's very simple. All you have to do is first take out this side panel, which is just a simple pry it out. There are two notches that you have to take note of when you're prying it out. They go in their respective holes. As you can see, those nuts I was talking about before, we already lost them down here, so that's why we're taking this out. But we all have our own reasons. Now, the next step, set this aside, is we're going to focus our attention to the door handle, and behind it there's a panel. Now, it's not going to actually look exactly like what we have here. Ours is actually broken, and you'll see why in a minute. But what we want to do is we want to take a thin object, a prying object, sort of like a screwdriver. Now, if you really care about the maintenance of your car and how it looks, you can always use a plastic tool to pry it out. But we're taking apart this car anyway. So I'm just going to do this for the sake of demonstration. And all you have to do is take the thin part, wedge it on the right side of the panel. You might have to do a bit of finagling. You can see there's a bit of leeway. Alright, so you saw that the screwdriver got wedged in there somewhere. You can see that the left side of it came out a bit. Now what you're going to do is you're going to want to slowly, you're going to want to carefully take out that panel by just prying it out. Now, you can see what I mean by this panel is broken, because it's not actually supposed to look this way. So you can see this big crack. I don't know where that came from. I think maybe something happened with the old owner. But as you can see, there's one and two notches. This bigger notch goes on the left side, and the smaller notch goes on the right side in the corner. But anyway, alright, so we're going to do it on the other side, because the other side, on the driver's side, is broken. But as you can see, on the right side of this panel, there is a small hole with a tab. You want to take a very small, thin tool like the screwdriver right here, very mini screwdriver, or you can take I think this is called a pick or a hook, and you want to sort of get it behind the tab. Be gentle with it, and so you sort of want to gently finagle the door out. It's going to take a bit of patience. You can see that came out just a bit. There we go. So it should come out from the side where the tab is, and you just take it out easily. Now, I said that the other door was broken, and that's because it is. We did break the tab a bit, and it's actually scratched. It has a big, like, what's it called? A big cut through it. So we demonstrated on this side. But moving on, there are two screws behind those panels that we took off. We want to take a Phillips head screwdriver. You're going to want to unscrew them. Now, this bottom one, you might have to pull the door open to get to it. But after that is what the screw looks like. It's actually pretty different than what I'm used to. That's pretty curious. So the second screw goes out easily as well. Oh, this one hasn't. Yeah. It looks like there's something on our screw. I think that's to keep it in. Alright. I hope nothing's wrong. Alright, so next step, just to make sure, we're going to take out a panel that's right here. This one's easy. There's nothing to actually, no notches. All you have to do is, take out the, no, this is not a panel. This is like a mat or something. All you have to do is get something under it and then just take it out. So that's what the underside looks like, in case you need to know. Inside this there is one screw. So we're going to take a Phillips head. We're going to take it out. Now I'm not sure if we have to take out this screw. We're just trying to take out all the screws just in case, because we've never actually taken out this panel before. We actually have done it on other cars before. But if we do need to take it out, we'll let you know. But we're just going to take it out in just in case. I know I'm stuttering a lot, but there we go. That's what the screw looks like. Now, according to my dad, at this point, with a few conditions, we should be able to lift this up. Now, there's something that we have. There's a few things that we have to pry out here. There is the cable that holds in this handle, and we have to make sure that when we take it out, we finagle it over this. But let's see. Alright, so first thing that we're going to do is take out the part where the handle is, because it's independent of the door itself. In order to do that, we're going to wedge a plastic object under it, and there's going to be like some sort of locking mechanism that you have to press down on. There should be, after that you press it with the wedge, you should be able to take it out. Now, what I mean by this mechanism is, you'll see very soon enough, is this. When you press down on it, you're going to be able to release it from holding onto this lip. Now, I think the previous owners already broke it, which is why this, and I think it's already scratched a bit. They already tried to remove it, but so give me a second. Alright, so now that we have it in this position, I guess it's easy to take out the cable that's holding the handle in. All you have to do is clip out the, the cable out of its, there's a lot of nomenclature that I don't know for the actual parts, but take out this wire out of its holder. So just spin it around. Whew, my hand. If you push it hard enough, you should be able to get this locking mechanism out. That's what it's called. Now after that, you should be able to actually just take the screen part out of the fitting. I already did that before because we actually looked at it before. Now the next step is you can actually just take the wire out. It just goes in like that. That means we've got the door handle out. I guess we could have done a separate video on that, but it doesn't matter. Now next step is we're going to try to pry it out from all the bottom to the side, and we're going to take our pry tool and just go under to see what we have to deal with. Alright, so we're going to start from the bottom. You can already hear that a notch has been released. And now, as you can see, those are the nuts that we lost when we were trying to replace the rear view mirror. And for some reason we have a, I think it's a fuse. What the heck? I don't know how I just got here, but anyway, taking out the rest of the clips, the notches. There's 2 more fuses. And I guess that's it. Alright, so at this point, what you want to do is you want to try to take it out. And like I said before, we're going to try to finagle it above this, what's it called? The lock. Yeah, just the lock. You're going to want to lift it up straight up. And sort of finagle it over the lock. Now, you want to, you can actually take out the what's it called? The power window switch. And then you could disconnect the wires. But right now, you could also do that. All you have to do is, there's a button on each of the cables that you have to press and pull out. These are the buttons. And there's a second cable right here. Just try to finagle it and try to find the button. Press it and push it out. That's where the button is. And finally, there is another cable down here that looks like it has a different mechanism where you turn it. Oh, this is the light bulb. So the way it works is it goes in so that these notches go in through these cutouts, and then they spin it to lock it. So all I have to do is just turn it around and then take it out. This is the light bulb. The next step you could do is take this fastener out. You could take a pry bar out, but you could just use your fingers. And you could also pull it out from the bottom. There we go. So you can just use your hands to take it out, or you could press it out from the bottom. And I think that's it. So this is what the door panel looks like on the inside. I think this is some sort of container, maybe. I have no idea what this is actually. This is the speaker. This is the power window switch. This is where the door handle goes, and I think it goes through some sort of wire here. Oh, okay. That sort of looks like that. That's where the the door handle goes through. And I guess that's it. That's pretty cool. Alright, so as for installation, it's the same as removal but in reverse. Sorry for stuttering. I'm a bit out of focus recently. But all I have to do is take your door panel. You're going to want to put all the switches back, all the cables back. So first off, like I said, putting the light bulb back, you just have to angle it correctly. Then turn it. Then you can put the fastener back. And then you want to put your other two cables back. So these ones are a bit harder. You're gonna have to lift it up a bit and make sure that you put them in the right orientation. This is a bit tight space, so I'm sorry that you guys can't see it. But you guys can actually see it when we take out the window switch. So, like I said, I do apologize that you guys can't see this, because it is a very tricky perspective. Alright, there we go. So, like I said, in reverse, we're going to put it back on and finagle it through the lock. Okay. So after we finagle it through the lock, we just slide it down. Alright. I think that we have to push. I actually didn't make a note of where the notches were, but I think I showed you what the inside of the door looks like, so you know where the notches are. Right now I'm just going to push down and hope that I hit all the notches. What's up, Irelia? And I think that's it. Now, alright, so the other minor parts, they're easy to put back. All I have to do for the door handle is to angle the holder, put the wire in. It's a bit tricky from my perspective, but alright. Then you want to snap the holder onto it. You want to angle this green part onto its holder, which is the U-shaped cutout. And there we go. Now we should be able to angle it so that when we put it back in, give me a second. Alright, so now we should be able to angle it so that when we put it back in, we should be able to put it back in easily. Alright, so just make sure that it goes in the way it's supposed to. Then you want to put your screws back. I'm pretty sure these are the ones. I said they looked peculiar. No, wait. Yeah, I think these are. Okay, so let me look for the other one. I know it has some yellow gunk on it. Over here. So my dad's telling me that the gunk on the screw is like Teflon tape or some sort of rubber that, because if you look here, you can see that the hole is a bit too big for this screw. So I think the previous owner put some Teflon or some rubber inside here so that the screw actually fit in. But now all you have to do is take your screws, screw them in. Top one goes in easy. It might be a bit tricky with the rubber in it, but eventually I actually might cross the rubber threads because, you know, rubber is easier to put a screw into. But either way, it's gonna go in. Yeah, it is really easy to cross the threads on a rubber Teflon, what's it called, screw hole. So if you have a Teflon screw hole, it might not be easy to put the screw back in the way it's supposed to. But now that you have them in, all you have to do is screw them in. Okay, so this one. Okay. So this one's not actually like going in anymore, but you can still turn it. So I guess I did cross the threads with the rubber, but that's alright. On the bottom, I'm going to screw the other screw back in. It's a bit hard to angle it, but eventually. This one's easier to put in than the rubber ones. And for this one, you can't cross the threads, so. There we go. Now you want to take your panel. I don't know where I put the panel. At this point, it's a matter of putting back all the covers. So first off, we're going to take our mat. Just put it back in. This one doesn't have any notches, so it doesn't matter. This one, the broken one, going to put it back in. Make sure that the bigger notch is on the bigger hole and that it actually fits. Make sure you hear that click. That indicates that it's locked in. There we go. Now we're doing the final cover, which is up here, and that is right here. Like I said, keep note of these two notches. Put them back on. You might have to finagle it a bit, but all you have to do is just press down on it, and it should lock in place. Now, funny story is, we originally took off this door panel to take out the bolts that fell, and you saw them, the nuts. So we put one of them back, and that was the number 10. And then when we tried to put the number 8 back, it fell again. I guess not too bad, but I guess what can you do? So I'm Aiman, and I just showed you how to remove the door panel from a 2003-2007 Honda Accord. It's actually pretty fun, and I guess if me, like a 14-year-old, can do it, then I'm sure you guys, like adults especially, can do it as well. And if you are, then good luck with that. And that's it. I'm Aiman, thanks for watching. Please like, rate, comment, subscribe, and look at videos on Aiman, especially the auto repair videos. And as you can see behind me, we're completely dismantling this car. You know, like for example, I'm taking apart the steering wheel. Actually took out the seats. There's actually a funny scene where I try to carry the seats out of the car. You should go check that out. But I'll see you there. And just make sure I didn't lose anything. Alright. I lost my Pikachu pencil. Alright. Signing out. Peace.